Welcome to our new YouTube channel where we explore some of the disused railway lines in the UK.
The next station is Bourne End.
So we're here today at Bourne End, which is where the current line terminates, the line between Maidenhead and Marlow, where trains reverse here at Bourne End. The line used to go a lot further to High Wycombe, and we'll explore some of that. So the line to Maidenhead and the line to Marlow now are based upon token authorization. What this means is that the driver must obtain a token from the cabinet, which I will cut to right now in the video editing.
A token is an object that permits the driver to enter a single line section. The token is held in a piece of machinery with a remote lock, which is released by the signalman. Once at the other end, the driver puts the key into the machine at the other end ready for the next train. On the Maidenhead to Bourne End line there are several tokens, so that, for example, two trains heading the same direction can do so without having to wait for the first to come back. Between Bourne End and Marlow, there's only one token, so there can only ever be one train on this line.
So the service here at Bourne End, except during peak hours, means that the trains run through all the way from Maidenhead to Marlow and they reverse here at Bourne End, obtain the new token and go out the same way they came in. During peak times, however, both platforms are in use and there is a shuttle train service between Marlow and Bourne End and between Maidenhead and Bourne End. This means that if you live in Marlow and you are coming from Maidenhead, you will have to change trains. Fortunately, here at Bourne End, that's relatively easy. You can still see the old alignment of the line to High Wycombe by following the tracks onwards. Now there's a commercial estate built at the end, but it's still clear to see via the road where the train line used to go.
Your call is being connected. Please wait. Please wait.
The Marlow Maidenhead Passengers Association have put up a notice board at Bourne End that explains more about the line, what they're hoping to achieve, which is the reopening of this stretch of line which we're going to cover today, the line between Bourne End and High Wycombe.
Please wait.
The layout of the track at Bourne End is that it's two separate platforms. If you notice, there is a proposed connection to make the platform 2 be usable by the Marlow branch as well and allow for easier reversing. Right now, any trains that come from Marlow can only use platform 1 and will then reverse. During peak hours, a shuttle service from Maidenhead will arrive at platform 2 and the shuttle to Marlow will arrive at platform 1. The reason for this is because this way the trains can keep the tokens, because both lines are token-based lines, meaning that they have to acquire a token from the signalman to proceed onto the line.
This station is Bourne End. The next train to arrive at platform 1 will be the 1453 Great Western Railway service to Marlow.
You can see where on the platform the trains stop. More evidently how little this platform is used compared to the other platform, which, yeah, that's a lot. I'm not too keen on the waiting facilities for platform 2 though. I don't know about you, but if it was rainy or windy, I don't think this is going to be
The train service to High Wycombe has been replaced by a regular bus service, which leaves from the end of the platforms.
The next station is Bourne End. This is a Great Western Railway service to Maidenhead.
And this is where the line used to go. You are looking towards High Wycombe, and behind me is the line,
Or
was the line to Bourne End. Not much to see now except a nice footpath for walkers.
and maybe, possibly, the wood posts that were defining the line. Right, so I'm fairly certain these pillars that are covered in blooming ivy are the pillar marks for the line, what was the line. In fact, if you look at the underneath of this tree, that looks like ballast. I'm fairly certain that is old ballast that has just been left there, as a lot of the lines were, where they just ripped the rails up and left everything behind to go to, well, go to. And all these little trees have popped up over the time. I'm fairly certain this is the ballast for what was the line. It's very porous. Of course, knowing YouTube, one of you will probably turn around and tell us that no, this isn't ballast, and in fact I'm talking a load of old nonsense. Please do. Correct us. Don't not think you can tell us things that we've said wrong. We'd rather know. But to me, this honestly looks like ballast that's just been left behind and just left here to rot.
And if you look around, you'll find hints to the locations of old railway lines everywhere. Loudwater, a little town in Buckinghamshire, used to be on the train line between Bourne End and High Wycombe. Unfortunately, it's no longer got its service, and the edges of Loudwater are now part of High Wycombe. But nevertheless, the little town features like this sign behind me are still evident.
So this is what would have been the line from Loudwater to High Wycombe Station. Loudwater Station and the area for it isn't there anymore because it's now an industrial estate. Very small industrial estate with a gym, but it's gone. The tunnel that went under the M40, which was built 2 years before it closed, there was also a halt at that point, so a single platform, single line, they'd stripped it up. There's a tunnel, but we can't show you the tunnel because that's private property belonging to the gym, and we haven't got permission to record that, so we can't.
However, we can show you where the line went to High Wycombe behind us. Unfortunately, there would be some losers if the line does get reinstated, and that would be those people who enjoy these kind of nature walks along old train lines. However, that's a small price to pay for connecting up towns that used to have connections, connect those back up again.
Yeah.
And of course, one of the bigger benefits would be for High Wycombe to have a link into Maidenhead and to Crossrail.
Yeah. There is a road between it and this side. So there'd have to be a level crossing, or potentially closing that road.
This is also a fairly main road because it connects Loudwater above the top of the hill back down into the Loudwater town itself. And therefore closing it would be very difficult. Plus it's on a slope, meaning that it's very difficult to either raise or lower the road because it's already on a very steep slope.
Yeah. So it's going to have to be a crossing.
Which will reduce the number of services, but that's not a big price to pay, of course, for reinstating the train line and connecting up the towns of Wooburn Green, Loudwater and High Wycombe to Bourne End, Maidenhead and London.
Yeah, but it would divert people off the roads, and getting people off the roads onto mass transport, that's a very good idea, at least as far as we're concerned.
And here we see some of the wildlife that now inhabits disused railway lines.
And a cat.
So we're now looking down the line back towards Loudwater, and we are currently located between Loudwater and High Wycombe.
There's a nature reserve on the right hand side. Very pretty.
This nature reserve is Funge's Meadow. Now we're looking towards where the line used to go towards High Wycombe Station.
And this is where the train line would have crossed the A40. Unfortunately now the bridge is being removed and would need to be reinstated if this line is brought back into use. So we're now on the site of a disused water treatment plant that the railway used to run alongside, hence the pipes here up beside the embankment on your right. Now there is a housing estate that's been built on the old sewage treatment plant, but there's still a lot of nice water-based things here, such as the pond with what looks like bubbling spring. A lot of former trackbed ends up being built on. Here's a housing estate with commercial estate just past that van and cars on the left. And this is where the line would have arrived into High Wycombe. See, all that's left is one bay platform, the track, the siding. The line currently just continues down towards London Marylebone. There's very little to show.
Stand well away from the edge of platform 2.
If this gets reinstated, this will be, oh for f***'s sake. And there are still hints left as to the old connection from Marlow and Maidenhead on platform 2, next to platform 1. And that's the end of the Bourne End to High Wycombe railway line. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe for some more videos, let us know in the comments what your thoughts are, and we will hopefully be making more of these. But please let us know what you think, this will guide us into what we do next. Thank you.